And here we are in the Lost Lake region of the game. So let's take a look at the map. This is another region where we start with landmarks, obviously. For obvious reasons, we have Lost Lake itself and Iron Max Camp, aka Lost Lake Camp. Now I'm gonna give a tiny tour around the camp. It's not gonna be a big tour because there are spoilers in certain areas. Yeah, this is an area where I, even to this day, don't know. I haven't exactly mapped out in my head where all the main roads are. Or have I? Actually, I think I may have. Never mind. Yeah, it's not exactly straightforward. But remember when we said this is the Cascade Highway? Now this is the entry point from Cascade to Lost Lake. And right here, the sign says Cascade Highway, right? And it also says Old Belknap Road. The sign down here says Old Belknap Road and Santiam Highway. So this segment of road up until this intersection is called Old Belknap Road, and the Cascade Highway begins here. So now you know. Now up here, this segment of map is not the Lost Lake region. It is actually Tumalo. We saw all of the Tumalo signs going up the Cascade Highway, and that is a cut region from the game. It is located right here on the east side of Cascade, and this is, like we said, the Santiam Highway. It keeps going up into Tumalo, right? There is a mission in the game. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it is the one located at the Marauder camp that I mentioned here next to Proxy Falls. Now, this is called the Cascade Highway, but Copeland says that the camp is set up somewhere along the Santiam. And I kept thinking, how? This is a Cascade Highway, how is this Santiam? And then it hit me. The Santiam Highway continues up here. So this is still along the Santiam. The Santiam Highway, if Tumalo had been made in the game, would have went along here. And Tumalo is shown in a cut map for the game. But now let's head back to Lost Lake. So we have a bunch of camps in the Lost Lake region. Over here, Camp Sherman, or Sherman's Camp. And down here, we have Camp Creek, Rogue Camp, Camp Pioneer. A lot of camps at Lost Lake. And we have Malakwa Lake over here. And we also have a couple of farms. We have River Flow Farm right here. This is the Metolius River. Of course, we have the Metolius Lava Cave. And facing River Flow Farm, we have River Bend Farm. There's actually a sign for this one. And over here we have this, River Flow Farms Horde. And yeah, over here is Sherman's Camp. And over here is Iron Mike's Farm. Down here, behind Iron Mike's Farm, we have a bit of a windy road that leads to a vantage point. The sign for this road, it is called the Allington Cutoff Road. So this is called the Allington Cutoff. It is a really good lookout point for the game. You can see a really amazing view. And then just south of it, we have the Lucky Lad Mine. And then south of here, we have the Dearborn Estates, Dearborn Ambush Camp. Yeah. And we have this river right here. This is called Opal Creek, and here are Opal Creek Falls, which I got the name from insert clip right here. Through the POIs, we also learn that the falls where Deacon proposes to Sarah is called Opal Creek Falls, and if you want to find it on the map, it is east of the sawmill. It is just south of where you would jump to this Nero research site. The trail is just opposite. You will find the sign that says no trespassing, and just follow the trail, and here we are, right at the wheat farm. And if I continue, we end up all the way at the falls where Deacon proposes to Sarah. And here they are, and this is pouring into a creek, which means this creek right here is called Opal Creek. Another interesting fact is that the Barely Lake ambush camp is known as Suicide Camp. And over here we have the Sawmill Horde right next to Opal Creek Falls, along with the Nero checkpoint. So yeah, now this is still the Metolius River right here. It pours into Lost Lake, right? This river right here is called Olali Creek, and these are Olali Falls. So this is Barely Lake Horde. They drink somewhere over here. This is Barely Lake, and this is Barely Lake Ambush Camp, and this is a frat house. I got this name from members in the community calling it a frat house. I have no idea where it's mentioned in the game, but I guess so, because it doesn't really make sense because there's no college nearby. So yeah, this is the Santiam Highway, Santiam Tunnel Nero checkpoint. It goes up here, and if we follow it, it goes around the east end of Lost Lake and then keeps going up and up. And this is a road that leads into Sherman's camp. There's a bridge right here and a broken bridge down here. And this entire thing, egg-looking shape, and this, they are one road. We'll see its name in the world later on. And we have this road right here, which kind of wraps around. It goes by Iron Mike's farm, the Allington Cutoff, Lucky Lad mine. There's a trail over here and over here that goes into the mine. And of course, it goes by Dearborn Estates. And then, this is a road that leads to the ambush camp. It stops by right at the sawmill. So, one common dirt trail you might take out of Lost Lake, you have the East Bridge, the North Marsh, and then the South Marsh, the footbridge. And you have multiple marshes. This is a shallow water area. You can actually enter Lost Lake by just driving your bike here. So one dirt trail you can take to get to the sawmill. After you get out the east gate, take the right, and then ignore this. Take the second dirt trail, and then you're gonna end up here. Go left, and then right, and you're into the sawmill. And we have a dirt trail that goes around the sawmill and ends up at the checkpoint. And of course, here along the Santiam Highway, we have this main dirt road. It goes all the way in here, and over here is the cave for the Olali Falls area, where a certain mission takes place. And this intersects with this road. I forgot what this road is called. I think it's called Wattam Road. I don't know how you pronounce it. Or this might be Wattam Road. I'll double check in a sec. Oh, wait. This road right here is called Walden Road, which is mentioned in a dialogue in the game. It's not in a cutscene, it's more of gameplay. So one of the characters mentions the name of this road as Waldo Road, which is wrong. Every sign in the game says Walden Road. So yeah, it continues all the way down here and then meets the Santiam Highway. This is Watom Road. It leads you to Camp Creek. It goes behind Rogue Camp. And then we have a fuel station out here. There's a Marauder encounter somewhere over here with a snare trap. So if you see an investigation starting from the fuel station, be careful if you see a pile of leaves. And yeah, I don't know the name of this road right here. It ends at Rogue Camp. It goes kind of around this area. This area is known as Eden Hill or West Fur. So yeah. Actually, no, I think this is Eden Hill and then this is the camp. I'm gonna need to look up the cutscene for that. Yeah, this is a location where a mission takes place. It's called Gone Fishing. And yeah, we go around here to get to Camp Pioneer, and then one of the entrances to Iron Butte is here. And just south of Malakwa Lake, we also have the dirt trail that also leads into Iron Butte, as well as the Rogue Tunnel near checkpoint. And this is called the Iron Ridge. It is mentioned multiple times throughout the game. So yeah, pretty easy to navigate. It's not that hard. And we have obviously splitting off from the Santiam Highway, we have a road right here. It goes all the way to the end and then meets this road right here. This is Walden Road. So let's make a tiny tour around Lost Lake. Here is a gazebo where a certain guitarist will play music. His name is Xander Reese. You heard some of his music in the background of the early part of today's video. This is the bounty collector. We have Blair, the weapons merchant. There's the East Gate. I'm not gonna approach that building, but that is Deacon and Boozer's cabin where you can sleep. This is the infirmary, the mechanic shop. And then we have Iron Mike's house, or the lodge, the Lost Lake Lodge. And we have a tree out here, a very beautiful tree. And just so you don't get confused, after you walk in the door here, there's only a door on the left side. I used to think there was a door on both sides. And we have a staircase over here, and then another staircase back here. This is the big area by the fire. And we have a door out the sides that leads to the back. And I believe this other door also leads outside. Yep. And if I go upstairs, this is where Iron Mike sleeps. This is where a certain cutscene takes place. Just so you recognize the area. And yeah, we have a balcony, bathrooms. And yeah. And then this is another office space. And the bar. And now if I go around the back, this is an area you'll recognize. And if I continue going this way, that is Schizo's cabin. And then down here is where they put people in jail. Over there is the church, and behind it is a graveyard area. This is a water tower. And just over here somewhere, we have Ricky and Addie's cabin, which is this one right here. Not that one, this one. You can see a bike out here. You can even see Ricky's wrench. So yeah, this is her welder and some struts and tools and a vise. And I'm looking for any signs of Addie's things. I don't know, there doesn't seem to be any. So yeah, now let's head out of Lost Lake. And I'm gonna start up north. And the best way to head up north is to leave through the marsh. Now this is an area where a lot of berries can spawn. And I love how it just snows a lot in Lost Lake. I wish this were the case with Cascade. Because if it's snowing and you're returning to Cascade, it's gonna look like Cascade is snowing and then the snow is gonna go away, which is unfortunate, and Cascade is very pretty when it snows. So, if I follow this dirt trail, we're gonna end up at the Metolius Lava Cave. And there's marauders here every single time. They see me, they shoot at me, and then the horde comes out and kills them. And as you can see, this world comes for you. Now let's head northeast of the map. Now this is the road that leads to, I think, Rogue Camp. Let me double check. This road leads all the way to, yeah, Rogue Camp. It intersects with the Santiam Highway. And it is called Salvation Springs Road. Which kind of makes me wonder, are there any springs along this road called Salvation Springs? Because I do not see anything. Maybe it's this pond right here, probably. And then we're back on the Santiam Highway. Let's head this way. This is a common spot for a clothesline trap. I just like to come here, because between this truck and whatever is over there. And a common sniper ambush spot is right at this barn. And the farmhouse next to it, we have a question mark. Is it the sniper? Sometimes there's a survivor rescue. Yeah, I don't see anything. So I'm gonna ignore Sherman's camp for now. But let's see what this road is called. This is called Roberts Bridge Road. So this is the road that goes all the way around past the Allington Cutoff, Iron Mike's Farm, Dearborn Estates, Lucky Lad Mine, and ends right north of the sawmill. What was it called again? Roberts Bridge. Okay. And north up here, this is Riverflow Farm. And then up here, where is the sign for it? Here it is. Riverbend Farms. Now, where did I see in the game that this river is called the Metolius River? I don't remember. Now let me head into the Sherman's camp area. Now this is Iron Mike's farm, no need for any introductions. Now,
Raiders. Damn it, I should have been
Metolius River Road. Yeah, that's where the river name comes from. The entire road from this point, it ends here, and then this is another road that kind of is P-shaped. But if you go out here, this is also called Metolius River Road. So this entire thing, P-shaped and then with like an antenna, it is the Metolius River Road. The entire thing. Now, the buildings are kind of notable. In here, we have the gas station.
Yeah, run at him! Open fire! Bring him down! Take him down! Down! They're hit! Shot! He's been shot! Gotta reload. No. I can't run, gotta fight.
And it looks like the Marauders brought out the freaks, so I'll be back. For now, let's head to the Allington Cutoff. And yeah, this is the same train track that runs through the entire game. This is the same one that is in the Cascade region. It goes out here, I guess into Tumalo, and then comes back out somewhere over here. Cascade Lakes rail line. It goes all the way down, I guess through the sawmill. Yeah, that makes sense. The sawmill is a train station as well. Interesting. And then I don't know where it goes from here, because I know it continues somewhere in the map. So here it is. Allington Cutoff Road, and that still says Roberts Bridge Road. And this is a main dirt road. And there is a very lovely waterfall over here. There seems to be like a rainstorm in the distance. Did you guys see that lightning?
What the hell happened here? Oh no, wonder if they left anything worth the effort. Yeah.
So here we are. There are a few cars around the area. And here is the lookout. You can find a bandage here. And look at it. Mount Jefferson, you can see Three Finger Jack. You can see Mount Washington and Mount Thielsen. You can just about see Iron Butte. So yeah, pretty interesting spot in the game. Definitely good for photos. So now let's hop on the bike and head to Dearborn Estates. So if I had left from here, we have the road leading to Lucky Lad Mine, and it doesn't seem to have any road name itself. This is a sign with a single name. And despite me knowing this part of the map very well, I still have no idea how to beat Schizo to the mine. And here are Dearborn Estates. There's the sign for them. A bunch of cabins in the woods. No name for this drive either. And over here we do have a name for the road leading to the ambush camp. Green Ridge Road. Which tells us that this ridge over here is called Green Ridge. And if I ride along, no trespassing. This looks like a familiar sight, doesn't it? We have a jump there to an aero injector and a trail leading to Opal Creek Falls. Now let's trespass and sort of follow the trail. And we have the MC's weed farm. And down here, the falls. You know what happened here.
Raiders, huh? Going after
And we
little
have
guys,
a
huh? Tired of killing drifters?
cougar and a marauder. So, this marauder seems to be friendly with the cougar. I guess this is some kind of reference to the king from The Walking Dead, Ezekiel. I'm only joking. This is a female. Maybe you get a male marauder sometimes, I don't know. So, now we come down here and we have ourselves the sawmill. And over there we intersect with the Santiam Highway. And you can see that bridge when you're inside Lost Lake Camp. Here it is. What does that say? Booker Hicks Lumber Company. If we go around, from this corner over here, if I head up here and then go around this hill, we have a pond with some good loot in it. And if I head all the way up here, this road intersects with the Santiam Highway across the bridge. And over here we have a cave right at Olali Falls. Olali Falls? How do you pronounce it? I'm just trying to find the waterfalls themselves. If I follow this trail, there's a side entrance to the cave. There should be one. This is the pond that I just mentioned with the good loot. I guess the side entrance to the cave isn't here. Is it up here? Did I just miss it? So yeah, a certain mission will take place here. So if I enter here, okay, this is just a small loop. There's just a cavern with a post in the middle, and then there's another tunnel right here that leads out to a second exit. How did I miss this exit? It's because it's up here right to the side of the entrance we were just at. I see it now. So yeah, this is where we enter the cave, and over there is the side exit. And then, oh yeah, these are the Olali Falls. I get it. And I believe this river is also called Olali Creek. This is a cabin with a infestation nest, the Barely Lake infestation. And if you actually follow it, right behind it is Barely Lake Horde's cave. And we have the Santiam Tunnel Nero checkpoint, and it overlooks Barely Lake. Here it is, Barely Lake. And now if I check out the frat house, we got this really big house, and then this is the other house with the good loot, which you can only enter this by climbing up to the second floor. And we've got ourselves a remote bomb. And down here, a proximity mine and a grenade. So yeah. And an attractor. And on the other side of the Barely Lake house is Barely Lake Ambush Camp. If we start following any of these trails, we can get to the ambush camp, which is over here, and we need to blow up this gate. Now, the one cool thing about Barely Lake Ambush Camp is that right outside this camp is a horde. So Wapanisha Road Horde, their cave is right after this road, and it has a top entrance down here. So the cave entrance is all the way down here. Now let's see if we have any crossroad signs here. We don't. And so if I go all the way to the end here, we've got Thorn Spring Road and Buck Point Road. So this road down here is called Buck Point Road, and this one right here is called, what was it again? Thorn Spring Road. And that's the Wapanisha Road Horde that you can see right now. And here is Camp Creek. So if I go up here... No. So yeah, Camp Creek. I'm not panicking at all. The hordes do seem to be intense in the Lost Lake region. So yeah, back to Buck Point Road. I want to double check what the name of this road is. There's no sign. Nope. Probably Camp Creek Drive. And over here is where a certain mission takes place. And that goes all the way to the end to Rogue Tunnel. Where we can see Walden Road, not Waldo, Walden. And Buck Point Road, Walden Road, the road that has Rogue Tunnel on it. So yeah, let's head inside Rogue Camp. Or no, actually I don't have to go inside. Just
Uh-oh, I should stop for fuel. Oh, here we go. That should be it.
So now, this is the road that goes into Rogue Camp. It is called Wattom Road. And if I follow this road, this is the road that's right here. This is Wattom Road. And like we said, Buck Point Road, Walden Road. And then this is the Santiam Highway. And that is Robert Bridge Road, Metolius River Road, and this is the last road that we need to learn the name of. Actually, didn't I see the sign? I already forgot the name of this road. Anyways, let's actually head there and check. Oh, I don't see... Oh, yeah. Salvation Springs Road. Correct. Salvation Springs Road. So yeah, here's Rogue Camp. Let's head to Camp Pioneer. There's Malakwa Lake. And here is Camp Pioneer. What does this statue say? Nothing? But here it is, Camp Pioneer. And now let's check out Sherman's camp, because we did not check it out before we head into region number 4. Over here is where a certain mission takes place, Gone Fishing.
Deer crossing. You know, there was a time where that was a bad idea, and you know what? Still is.
So, if I'm at the south bridge for Sherman's camp, it still says Metolius River Road. So now let's head in and see what we can learn about Sherman's camp.
It doesn't look too bad. Done.
There's a horde and a lot of marauders. So that is the federal building. What the hell? We have Klamath Family Care. I don't know what this building is. Rosie Finch Cafe. Interesting. Over here we have a library. Yep, Middle Mist Books. I don't know what that building is, but there's loot on the roof of this building. Over here there's also some loot up at the top. So yeah, the county courthouse, that's what this place is called. What about you? This is the bank, and that is the school right here. Spring Creek Preschool, which unironically, very American. A school shooting happened here. Yeah. This here is a barber shop. Yep, that's all it's called, barber shop. Very original. Over here, there's also loot on the roof of this building. And over there is where the Sherman's Camp Horde reside. What is this building? I do not see any signs. What is this one? Marbled Cat? Oh, it's a clothes shop. And that is the gift shop. Or like, you know, visitor center. And then over there Stellar's Cafe. Oh shit. Lava Lake Lounge. Another cafe, I guess. And a gas station. Now let's look at some dirt trails. I forgot one more thing. The 45th parallel, halfway between the equator and the North Pole. So yeah, pretty interesting one. Just off of this gas station outside Sherman's camp. So, just outside the East Gate, the East Bridge of Lost Lake. This is one that I mentioned when I was showcasing the map. You ignore the first dirt trail on the left, and then you take the second one. And now, we are up here. We could head right on the Santiam Highway and get to the Santiam Tunnel, or we could head left and get to the sawmill here on the right. The second road from outside of Lost Lake Camp is here on the left, and we take it in order to avoid the sniper ambush that's right outside of Sherman's camp. So if I follow this road, then we cross this road, get on this trail, and now we are behind the gas station. And this is the farm where the sniper ambush happened, except we're behind it, they can't shoot us. And here it is. This is the dirt trail that goes back to Cascade. And as you can see, another sign that points to Tumalo. And just off from the 45th parallel sign, we have a house here. Sometimes there is a survivor rescue at this house.
Glad you're still breathing.
I was in my classroom when,
Now, if you want to make your way out of Lost Lake, simply go around this house, Ricky's cabin, and then just follow this dirt trail and head left over here, and now we can exit the footbridge. And here's a common dirt trail. Right over here, this gets to this road. Now this is another dirt road with a name. Let me check the name first. Up here it leads to... This was called Buck Point Road? No, Walden Road. Fly Creek Road. So I guess this was meant to have some kind of river with a lot of fireflies, maybe? And so yeah, you can either take this and head straight to Camp Pioneer, or you could go around here for whatever reason, and you could end up at Rogue Camp if you take this road all the way up. But let's continue our way into Camp Pioneer, because I want to transition into the Iron Butte region. And if I head here on the left, there is a common spot for a clothesline trap right outside Camp Pioneer. If you go past the first gate, Camp Pioneer has 2 gates. Here is a common spot for a wire trap. And then the other gate is down here somewhere. This is the cabin where Red Riley is, and on the roof is a hole you can crawl through. Here's the other gate. And here we enter Iron Butte.